to another episode of Behind the Raw, brought to you by PWA, Pro Wrestling Australia. Today, I'm joined with the beautiful Montana and Evie. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are we?
Having us. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So good. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
I should be here.
Obviously, it's been a pretty long pre-season, but before we get into what we've been through and what we're excited about for the season ahead, I want to go back to obviously where you guys all started and how you got to Wests Tigers. So I'm going to ask you first, Mon. Where'd you grow up and how did you end up at the Wests Tigers?
So I grew up in like the western suburbs. So I grew up in Penrith. 10, 15 minutes out is sort of where I lived in Mulgoa. We lived on a few acres, so we had sort of motorbikes and horses and things growing up, so it was very much a fun childhood. I have two brothers. I have an older brother and a younger brother. And yeah, the childhood was really good. We just did everything together. My older brother, he's my absolute best friend. So yeah, we were inseparable. And then my youngest brother came along and he's the light of our lives. He's so funny. And yeah, the way that I got to the Wests Tigers, so I grew up playing for St. Mary's Saints. That was my first ever junior club. And then I headed to... on my junior rep season, I was with the Penrith Panthers, so I was with them for 2 years. That was a little bit of a disrupted sort of junior rep sort of seasons for me. I was sort of injured and then got suspended and things like that.
Naughty
so
gal.
then, yeah.
How'd you suspend it?
It was accidentally a spear tackle.
Oh, sugar.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
not
So,
me.
yeah, definitely not my proudest moment, but it is what it is. But sort of after that, I was a little bit unsure as to where I was headed and what sort of my future sort of held for me. And then straight out of school, I actually moved to the Gold Coast by myself, chasing the football dream, which was probably one of the scariest moments of my life because I genuinely didn't know anyone up there. And then got picked up by the Burleigh Bears in the BMD, which was really exciting.
So you went out there without a club?
Yeah, without a club, without sort of anything. I started with the Currumbin Eagles. We call ourselves the She-Eagles because it's the women's team. So I was very fortunate to be at that club. Brad Donald, the ex Australian coach, actually supports the women's program at Currumbin Eagles and does a phenomenal job there. So I was very fortunate to be a part of that program. It was also their inaugural season too. So we missed out second semi-final. We lost to Goodna, which would have got us into the grand final. But the following year they won the grand final 46-0 or something.
Wow.
Crazy like that. And then unfortunately, you got injured, and then I got a call. I got a call from Noddy, being like, "Look, there's an opportunity down here in Sydney. Would it be something that you're interested in?" And yeah, I didn't say no. I thought it would be really silly of me to sort of give up the opportunity of something like this. And then yeah, now I'm here and I'm absolutely loving it.
I know. Obviously, not a fun time getting injured, but it is nice that someone else gets an opportunity. And I was so stoked for yourself to get that opportunity and to take it with both hands and absolutely dominate when you got on the field. And it was amazing, but we appreciate you being here and staying on. And now we get to play together, which is really
so
exciting.
What about we all haven't played
No.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Eves?
Yeah, so I grew up in Shellharbour, down South Coast, actually Flinders, which is like a little place in Shellharbour. And yeah, I have just like my mum, my dad and my older brother. Love my family. They're super nice. But yeah, Shellharbour's a lovely place. I love living down there. I still do, so I travel up. But then with football, I mean, I always was around the football scene, but probably more like touch, Oztag, league tag. And then it was just like my local club. A lot of us girls all had a very big interest in league tag and stuff. And then they actually asked us like, oh, would you be interested in playing rugby league? And we're all like, of course, why wouldn't we? Let's give it a go. So we all played there, and then from there it was for me it was actually a really good time to come through rugby league, because like at that time I was actually watching like you on TV, so I actually saw what like could happen, like, and then from there I went into my junior rep football at Steelers, and I did all my junior rep football there, actually, except for this year. I forgot I still had one more year. But it was my first year, Tasha Gale. We ended up like winning the premiership. It was a good, I think that was like a breakout year for like my football. And we like, and then going into under 19s Origin, and that's when like I got the, like Noddy came down to Wollongong and I met up with him. He's a lovely guy. And then he asked me like what if I'd like to like come up and be a development here at Tigers last year, and I was, of course, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't actually, like it was obviously a goal of mine, but I didn't see it as in like my near future as it was, and so yeah, I said yes, signed the contract, and now I'm here, and yes, absolutely loving it.
And I remember both of your guys' debuts last year. I'm pretty sure the last 2 games you played. And what was the result?
There was 3 games. Noddy did this last night. But yeah. So I debuted in, I can't even remember what round that was, but it was up in Townsville. So it was against Cowboys.
Yeah, it was round 7, I believe.
Yeah. And it was a bit unfortunate because we came so close, but I think we missed out by 2 points.
It was actually to Taya. She was the one that scored the winning try for them.
And now she's
she just sets through our whole team. But so that was the first game. So we came close but didn't quite get there. And then second game against Dragons was our first win of the season, and I was just so happy that I could be a part of it, because I mean I was a part of like the training and everything for the whole year, so I loved watching from the sidelines, but getting on the field and playing with the girls that you train with every week, like there's no better feeling, and so to actually like feel like you were a part of that win was like really special, and obviously like a little bit more special when it's like against all the people you came from and or played all your junior football with. But and then last game against Sharks as well, that one was cool. That was a cool win. Yeah. And then we finished the season pretty well, so I'm excited to start the season.
Yes, same. Do you remember your debut, Mom?
My debut, honestly, it was like the most wild experience of my life. Like, I remember signing on the Sunday, or actually no, I signed on the Friday, flew down on the Sunday, met you all, and then Tuesday was announced I was making my debut. And then just like the whole rest of the week was just a blur. I was so fortunate that it was like down here, so like all my family and like everyone was able to be here, and like growing up in Sydney, like it was just special to be like back at home. But it was against Brisbane, so majority of their team I actually played with or against in the BMD at that point too, so like I didn't feel as like sort of nervous or like unsure of like what to expect, because I sort of knew those girls and like how they played. But I was just like so excited to get out there, and I think some of the things I did I've never done in my life, but like I just thought I'd try it in my debut, and like everything seemed to work out. So, like it was a great debut besides the fact that we lost, but yeah, it was really exciting.
All right. What's your favourite part about the Wests Tigers, or about being here at the Wests Tigers?
My favourite part is definitely the culture. I think that all the senior players, sorry, that was not offensive, but
the veterans,
and the coaching staff and what they're put into like the female program here, like the culture is top tier, and like you can see it when we come to training. Like my parents said it to me yesterday after we got in the car after our jersey presentation, just how it's nice that like it's clear that we all actually genuinely get along, and that's how it feels. Like I think I like coming to training. I like seeing all the girls, and yeah, just it's a really supportive and positive environment. So I think it's easier to like flourish when you're here. So that's nice.
That's nice to hear that, especially from an external, because you can gauge energy, right? So if you walk into a room, you can sense that energy.
100%.
What about you, Mon?
Yeah, similar to Evie, culture, but also connection. I think when you come to a club, like you want to feel like you belong and that you're a part of something. And that's certainly something like why I wanted to re-sign and things like that, just because like connection is so important to me, and the way that you connect with people on and off the field then will reflect on how you play and like results and things like that as well. And I think that being a big focal point for us this season in terms of connection and building that connection off the field has certainly been something that I've enjoyed so much. And because I've relocated, last year I was fortunate to be back with my family back home. But this year, like, my family have now moved to the Gold Coast. So I know, like, okay guys, cool, want to be back, but that's fine. But I've been fortunate enough to be in one of the relocation houses, and we're very fortunate we live across the road from each other.
That's so cool.
So it's been the best thing ever, like just having people who are in the same position as you, who are away from their families, who miss their families as well. It's just nice to sort of bounce off one another, and sort of if I'm sick of my own housemates at home, like I can just pop next door and go see those girls. And yeah, it's just really nice just to see how well we are supporting each other. It's very competitive, but it's a healthy competitive. No one's sort of putting each other down, and everyone's pretty much supporting each other to be the best that we can and play the best footy that we can as well. So yes, I'm loving it.
I know, that's what I'm really hoping. Obviously, like you talk about connection and feeling like you belong. Like I really, obviously our preseason was massive. Yeah. I just hope that our results reflect what we deserve because of that reason. Speaking of connection, what did you guys think of our culture night the other night?
Oh, I just loved it. Mom put it in the group chat the other day, but I thought it was really good. Is that I just feel, and I know Mon does as well, is we just feel so grateful to like be so like involved in like in the, because obviously we have so many cultures in our Wests Tigers team, like so many different ones, to just be like involved, like properly like immersed into like their culture, and like they want us to get involved, and we are so happy to. But it's like really special to like be able to be a part of that.
Yeah, growing up in St. Mary's, it's a very big Polynesian. There's lots of Polynesian families and lots of Polynesian people. So sort of growing up around people of that culture, I certainly have a lot of appreciation for those people because of how much they value their culture and how much their culture means absolutely everything to them. They come from very big families, and for myself, like I love sort of being a part of that. They have such beautiful hearts and they're such lovely people, and just watching how much pride the girls have in terms of like, even just when we had our media day, like the girls had their flags and brought their flags, and just it truly unites a club. And being able to appreciate that on our cultural night, and appreciate how many different cultures we do have within this club, but the club unites us as one. I'm so fortunate and so privileged to be in that position to be able to look on, but also like those girls like invite you.
Yeah, they want you. They want you to dance. Being like, okay, you want me to dance?
I'm like, okay, I'll shake my ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was so special. I reckon as well, like obviously how everyone brought into it. You know, obviously, you know, you guys could have stood back and not be involved, but you were just immersed yourself into it. Obviously learnt the dance.
Honestly, I had like tears in my eyes.
I was so proud. I'm not Samoan.
No, neither. And I was like, oh my God, she's doing it for us.
I was like, go Kezie.
It was really special. I had Christian and Salah approach me about it, and they just thought it would be a really cool idea. Obviously, it's big in their culture that a leader does that dance, and I was like, and she's like, oh, you're the captain, so like it'd be really special if you could do it. And I was like, okay, let's try it. Like you got my captain to teach me. But so they had like around 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks that they were teaching me, and it was definitely something I was very nervous about, and but it was thank you. I was practicing every night. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I was literally, and then the whole morning I was so nervous.
I was in the kitchen, and she was like, I was like, you good, like, Kezie? She goes, I'm just really nervous. I've got to do a speech. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then the night went on. No, but the night went on. I was like, Kezie's not speaking. I was like, what speech? And then she did it. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Everyone can go watch it, Kezie dance part. It's on the YouTube video. But
it was so special, and everyone got around me as well, and because obviously how nervous I was, and it's not natural for me, but I absolutely loved it. And it was such a buzz. I couldn't even sleep that night. I was like, felt like I was just playing a game of footy or something. Like I was on such a high. It was so special. So,
but I think even being a leader, like I for myself, like I look up to you with everything that you do, like the way that you present yourself and things like that. But I think to then do that for the girls as well, like it sort of helps unite us, but it also sort of sets a standard that you do want to be a part of something special and that you do want to create something special, but it's not just yourself. Like everyone else will then buy into the fact that you want us to all be better and that everyone's involved and things like that. So it was the best night ever. Like, I love things like that.
Yeah, I love Tigers that they hosted that, our culture night, and I definitely think that should be something that happens like every year, no doubt. But yeah, it was so cool. And like even the national anthems, it's like stuck in my head for like the week after. On the way up, Chelsea and I were practicing in the car, like singing. But it was super special, and it was a great night. And honestly, like every club should do it. It's great.
And having Harvey's there and
Tasha Gal, it was a whole club connection type thing.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very special.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, do you guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
Thanks to PWA, we're going to play a game called Rapid Fire Rumble. All right, so I'm going to say two things, and whatever comes to mind, what you prefer, you obviously say that. Oh, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start. Okay. Attack or defense?
Attack.
Defense.
Makes sense. Funniest teammate?
Lucy.
Oh,
she's a dark horse.
She is a dark horse.
She's hilarious.
Jade.
Oh, yeah.
She makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Night owl or early bird?
Oh, early bird. I love a hot girl walk.
I would say I was an early bird and now I'm just becoming a night owl. And I don't know if I like it. But yeah, I'll say night. Oh, I'm actually going to go back to early bird.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back
That's
to
pretty
early bird.
hard because you have to drive all the way home. So by the time you get home and get to bed,
true.
it's... Anyway, wet weather game or a scorcher?
Scorcher.
Yeah, scorcher. Wet weather, there's too much pressure. But then everything shortens up and everything feels to be a little bit
more grindy.
I like hot weather because, well, one, you're already warmed up, but two, hopefully the opposition wears out before you do.
They get fatigued more.
Back your fitness, eh? Pizza or burgers?
Burgers, dude.
Burgers.
Yeah.
I'm a burger girl.
Nice. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah, I knew it. Shopping spree or a chill night in?
Shopping
spree.
Oh my gosh. The minute the paycheck comes in, I'm like,
shopping spree.
Nails done or hair done?
Nails.
Oh, no nails.
Don't look at my nails. I'll go with the hair. Teammate most likely to forget their boots?
Oh.
Everyone's pretty good. Everyone's pretty on the ball. Did someone actually forget them?
Yeah, I think there was two people, but now I forget who they were.
I might say Tyra. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like she's probably thinking about her lashes more than anything else.
Poor Tass.
Honestly, I could put myself in there. I forgot my boots the other day at training and I had
Actually,
to get Jess to come and bring them.
Teresa. I think she forgot her boots.
Yeah,
I take it back and say Teresa.
Yeah, because she actually messaged me and was like, "Can you pick my boots up before we?" This is before the trial game. She left them at training and she didn't have them for the game, so I had to go pick them up for her. Okay, 1 hour of the octopus. Wait, what's this?
Oh, from the camp.
Oh, okay, yep. Oh, yeah. Fuck, that thing was hard. Okay, 1 hour of the octopus from camp or wrestling session with Sulla.
Oh, octopus.
Oh, yeah, octopus.
Wait, how long is this wrestling session with Sulla? 20 minutes.
I'll take the octopus.
Take the hour. I'm taking the hour.
Why?
No, the 100 Sulla%.
Oh, yeah.
At training.
Everyone knows Sulla%.
Yeah, it's like even last night I think we were doing like line defense or something and it was like 50% contact and she just like fully run through Chelsea. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're going to love it. But yeah, I'll take the octopus.
Yeah.
Our proud partners, Pro Wrestling Australia, PWA, are the premier wrestling show in Australia, with their home base smack bang in the southwest of Sydney. High-flying action, PWA superstars, tables, chairs, and the whole kitchen sink. Don't miss out. For more information, head to their website, prowrestlingaustralia.com.au.
All right, let's get into some footy. Obviously, we've finished preseason. We're pretty stoked about that last week. How has preseason been this year for you? Mon?
Well, because I came halfway through last season, I never actually got a proper preseason.
That's wild to think about that.
I was coming from A grade where it was like unlimited interchange. Like I was going on and off the field. Like I never had to really worry about how fit I was. And then, then I debuted and the speed of the game was crazy and I got lost and whatever else. But for me, this preseason was really important. Like I just really wanted to put my best foot forward and prove to myself that I was certainly capable of being and mixing in with the big girls in the big league. Preseason, definitely the first few weeks, it was definitely a shock to the system, sort of not having or playing footy for 6 months. Your lungs are burning. The first Bronco, I'm pretty sure I was nearly crying.
I swear we did a million too.
No, seriously. But when you sort of get into the groove and everyone else is sort of pushing themselves and working really hard, like it does certainly sort of build a fire in you to be that 1% better for your teammate as well. And I've certainly really enjoyed the preseason, like as much as it is a slaughter and it's a grind and everything like that. Like it's certainly something that you look back on and you are proud of yourself for it. We got sent our like preseason review like last night, and so just looking back on that and seeing how many Ks you've done and how heavy you're lifting and things like that, like it certainly does prove that I'm capable of being here and I'm here for a reason. And I'm just so excited to rip in for round 1 and actually get like footy in hand and start running at people and tackling and all the rest of it. But
I think it was the most Ks that we've ever done in a preseason. I'm sure you feel that as well. What about you, Eves? What did you think of the preseason?
Yeah, well, I feel like preseason's supposed to be hard. You got to love it. Like that's what it's all about. But for me, I just came off the back of my Tasha Gower season, and that preseason was also really hard with Coach T. But so it just flew over. It was just a continuation of football, but it was definitely really good for me this preseason. But this is my first year being like top 24, so putting like my best foot forward like every time I come to training, especially because I wasn't here some like weeks of training because I was at other my junior football camps and stuff. So it was when I was here, like because I want to be here, and I don't like when I miss it because you just want to be around the team and like be involved. So it was just pushing myself like how I know so I can. But definitely hard, but it's always good to finish the preseason and know that you like did your best so you can put your best foot forward when the season actually comes around. Yeah,
you gain a lot of confidence of knowing you've done the work as well. All right, let's talk about the camp, the Army camp. Thanks to our mates at TLT. How was it, and what your takeaways from it or any learnings that you come out of it?
I shouldn't say fortunate, but I was, I have done 2 of their camps before, so I did sort of know what to expect.
Veteran.
Seriously.
You're the veteran.
But I feel like you just can't prepare yourself for camp. Like you just have to truly turn your mind off and just like get into the groove of it and just like get into the grind and just hope for the best that you come out unscathed. I think the first part when we already had messed up, I think we knew that we were in for something. Like when he started screaming.
All right, what did we mess up? Go on.
Sorry, bless Bucky. We love you, Bucks. I love you so much. Before we even got into it, the night before, the TLT guys had come in and just sort of run us through a little bit in terms of what to expect, but I don't think there was anything to expect. I think they just run us through what our values wanted to be and the standards that were going to be set and things like that. And the biggest thing that came for me out of that was attention to detail when things are being when you're being addressed and things like that. So, of course, Bucky gets pulled out of the room in the morning before we started camp, and she was getting told the instructions for where we were meant to go for the camp to then start. And so she comes in and she's like so flustered, so panicked. Bucky comes storming in. He starts running out, and then everyone just gets up and no one's listening to Bucky at all. And then all of a sudden Bucky tells us that we have to get into a line out the front of COE.
Mind you, half the team is actually all going another way.
No one's actually listened to anyone. And then she's like, you need to get into reverse alphabetical order by your middle names. But she had like a piece of paper of the groups that we needed to be in and everyone's names. Anyway, then we get yelled at by this guy and we have to, we're actually supposed to be out on the main deck, like on the field in these like 4 lines, just like lined up. But Bucky just clearly missed.
I think it was just meant to be one line at the start, and then
it was just the funniest thing ever because I was like,
chaotic.
Here we go. Like we haven't even started camp yet.
Yeah.
And
we're already down doing push-ups.
I don't know how she got the like out the front of Sarah Wing mixed up with on the field, but yeah, it was quite funny.
Oh yeah,
it's memorable.
Looking back now, it's just a giggle, but like being in the moment, I was ready to cry.
And what did you think of the run? The first part.
Oh, look, that's a blur. But like,
so we're in like 4 groups, 2 jerry cans we had to fill up, and we had to keep them up the whole time while we were running for like, I don't even know how long.
Yeah, I think it was just important, like the communication was like vital at that point because like everyone was struggling, like everyone was in their own head. I know a couple of girls in my group, like they were carrying injuries and stuff like that, and I was like, look, like I'm happy to take one for the team and just like carry this as far as I possibly can, and whoever's there can just like come in and pitch in, because I was like, I'd prefer you girls to be there for the duration of the camp and not miss out, just because like again, connection has been a massive piece for us, so everyone being involved and everyone being there. But yeah, that run, like you just had to sort of work out what was the best system to ensure that everyone was sort of not getting the same workload, but no one was
spreading it.
Yeah, no one was taking on too much for someone that's not taking on anything. So I think at one point we were going like 30 seconds, and then like the cherry can was just getting heavier and heavier, but there was no added weight. It was just like my arms were so fatigued. So I think we then did like
so awkward to
15
hold.
seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah,
I got blisters on like my thumbs and stuff.
Yeah, on my like I still have little like marks and stuff, but yeah, it was definitely head noise central to start off the camp.
Yeah, the run I feel like to ask someone to do that by themselves, like for me to do that by myself, I'll be like battling demons for real. Like I don't think you'll be able to like complete it, but then it's just like something about like you have your group and your teammates. You don't want to let the team down, and you also know that they're like struggling as well. Like so it's when the connection and the culture comes in, it's not even about like, oh, like I don't want to do this. It's like I have to do this for my team. Yeah. Like they're doing it too. They're struggling too. I'll pull my weight. They're going to pull theirs. And then you just get through it together. So it's like, it's nice. Like that was what I really enjoyed about camp because like I said, like to do it by yourself, I wouldn't have been able to complete it. But like just even like, and that's why I love playing a team sport in general is knowing that your teammates have your back and they're going to push you and then you don't want to let them down. Like it makes you dig like so much deeper than you even like thought that you could.
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously it was meant to be hard. It was meant to test those limits, but I felt like the more that you wanted to do it for everyone else rather than yourself, 100%. I feel like it pushed you even more. Like you can see everyone else is struggling, but I felt when you were talking and when you were like having those comms and wanting to be, team first in that sense, you found more energy and you were like, okay, I'll hold it a little bit longer for you, and then like everyone else was doing that because I know it broke a few of the girls. There were a few tears were shed and a few doubts in their mind, but they just kept pushing. They never gave up, and that was like the really pleasing thing, I feel. Any standout players in preseason that you guys have felt have been working really hard or excited to play with?
First, I would say there was everyone just really stepped up this preseason. Kezie, well, you were here as well last preseason. I just feel like the vibe here is just everyone just wants to put in and everyone wants to do their best. So everyone does deserve a little shout out because they've all pushed to their limits. So I just will say that first.
Yeah.
But
they're not just happy to be here. They actually want to be here and they want to be better.
So and it's hard finding a standout because like the standard that we've set for ourselves has been really actually high. So like I feel like every week or every training it's like, oh, when like yellow jerseys come up, there's just like these extra little things that's just like, oh wow, like that was really good for you. But like everyone else is still doing really well. But
I think for me, it would be Christian. I think last year, especially with yourself being out and sort of those last few games, Sulla being sort of a little bit touch and go, I think she really stood up in terms of like her leadership. both the way that she speaks, but she's not a big talker, but through her actions, I think that's been the biggest thing. And then just heading into preseason, like she's truly, I feel like, gone to a whole nother level. Fitness-wise, just the way that she carries herself and presents herself, and sort of being given that opportunity within the leadership group now, having sort of that label on her has definitely sort of, it's definitely for myself as like a forward and sort of an outside back, or a back row.
Outside back. Oh my goodness. Put you on the wing.
Never. For me, it's just someone that I can sort of rely on and see that she wants to be better for everyone else. And that's certainly something that helps me push myself and work hard, because I know that she's doing the exact same. And I'm just really excited for her this season and excited to see her style of football and
offload queen.
And going to that another level. And I think Amelia as well.
I was just about to say her, because it's incredible and none of us can relate, but like she just had a baby, and so there's the one part of coming back after like pregnancy and stuff, but then also because it's a big commitment, like being here many nights a week to also be like away from her baby, because I know that she'll like miss him and want to be
He's not even one yet. I think July, I think.
And he is the cutest.
Oh my goodness.
But no, and she just like pushes so hard, and she's here every training session wanting to be better, wanting to like play, like be selected, because she wants to like, and to just come back after, like I don't know how to do it.
I know. It's so inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
So inspiring, because that was someone else I thought part of the camp who was very tested, but she just never gave up. I could tell how much it was hurting her, but she didn't want to give up for the team. And that was just, she's just so inspirational.
Yeah. I hope
and then for her to play her, first game in Harvey Norman after having baby as well. And then, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
How have you all found the addition of GI in this season? One of our assistant coaches.
Specialist coaches.
Yeah.
Even though we're not really outside backs, but it's still.
I feel like that's why I'm like keep like dropping the I'll be an outside back. Like I'm happy to be a winger.
I'm in friendship, guys.
I will say I ask him a lot of questions. I think he could be sick of me, but no, I've loved having him here. It's a real actual fangirl moment.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you're like, oh my God, he's actually real.
Yeah, and he like comes in. He's like, hey, V. I'm like.
He knows my name.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Go back and tell my family.
Yeah, but no, I've definitely used his experience and wits of the game, because he has obviously so many, and from all the different coaches he's had and all the different games he's had, much like Noddy as well. It's so good to have like them to be so experienced in the game that we are playing, and then like for them, like they're also like kind of like my positional wise. Obviously Jai is an outside back, but he's also like fullback, and fullback is a really big thing of like the just ball playing and his kicking and everything. I've definitely picked his brain and asked him lots of questions, and I feel like he's definitely helped me in how I like look at a defensive line and when I should be doing what and stuff. So it's definitely really helped me as a player. Yeah.
So exciting. Same of my kicking game as well. Just kidding.
You have your kicking license.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying.
It's actually really good.
Been practicing my torpies.
The torps.
No one will expect the field goal.
I know.
On the right.
This bloody forward can kick. Anyway, I'll do it, and I'll do it really wrong, and I'll lose my license forever. Any PBs in the gym, guys?
Actually, I got a PB in my Bronco.
Oh,
yeah, Bronco. Yeah, went from like 6:45 to like 5:58.
Oh, wow.
She like fully slayed that. Bench press, I got 67.5. Usually was about 55. Wow. Yeah, so I'm like fully like ready.
Look out, Broncos, round one.
Yeah, watch out, Broncos.
Our proud partners, Pro Wrestling Australia, PWA, are the premier wrestling show in Australia, with their home base smack bang in the southwest of Sydney. High-flying action, PWA superstars, tables, chairs, and the whole kitchen sink. Don't miss out. For more information, head to their website, prowrestlingaustralia.com.au.
Speaking about the Broncos, let's just go through our draw for the year. How exciting. So obviously round 1, we're heading up to Brizzy against the Broncos.
Actually, a few people have just like outside, like, I'd be like, oh, like Broncos, like first game, like that's really scary. And because they've obviously got such a good name for themselves. But I think we're really lucky to have them first, because there's no better way to get yourself into the season than versing a team that's like setting the standards, see where you are. So obviously they've got some big names in there, which I won't lie, like when I say, like, obviously I'm going to be nervous, but I'm super excited to see how we go against such like a well-known team who's like setting the standard of like how NRLW like should be. So it's really exciting, actually.
It is actually really good matchup.
Yeah. So yeah.
Can't wait to run at you, Ali Brickenshaw.
Chelsea Leonard,
shout out to Ali.
run off me out the back then.
Is she on your side?
No, she's one's got it covered. And then heading to round 2, our first home game down at Campbelltown. We're playing the Bulldogs. So obviously, guys, come down to
Thursday night, 7:45.
Come and support the girls down there. I'm actually excited for this one.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Me too. One of the girls that I played with the Shiggles at, Bridget Hoy, she, I'm guessing will be playing. She's out on the wing. She's quite quick. She's got a little name for herself, Ferrari. So, Bridgie, run at me. No.
Yeah.
And obviously, Eb.
Yeah, Ebony. Yeah, she's a character.
Yeah.
No, she's so funny. It's going to be exciting to see her again, and I'm excited.
You'll be
to verse
talking
her.
that much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She
In
definitely brings. She's
She'll be
someone that you
barking.
love having on your team when it comes to that talking. So I wonder what she's going to give to us and who's going to give it back. But no, it's exciting.
Round 3 at home as well at Leichhardt. That's going to be a double header with the NRL, which is going to be exciting. That's
so
against the Titans. So we've got P and Tash
Yeah.
and the Titans. So that'll be nice, especially our first sort of double header with the men's.
That's super exciting. Yeah.
And obviously Leichhardt Oval.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We love like
The 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's going to be exciting. And wondering what they'll play, but especially for P, coming through as a development player, and she was the half. She was like a mentor to me, and she took me under her wing, and I learned a lot off her. So it's going to be a bit bittersweet versing her, because at least I know how she plays. But
You'll have a
Bit of an advantage.
but yeah, that's super. I'm glad that she's up there at Titans, and I hope she does well this season, because I definitely learned a lot from her throughout my first year here at Tigers. So, yeah.
Yes, we miss the girls. Round 4, Sharkies at their home.
Yeah.
Obviously, they haven't won against us. That's a fact.
Ooh,
Sorry.
We're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep it that way.
So that's pretty cool stat. So we pretty much, last year, if we beat them last year, we pretty much.
Yeah, nearly knocked them out of finals.
I know. Pretty much won the grand final.
It felt like it.
Definitely did. And then round 5, that's going to be an amazing round. It's our first Magic round. So we head up to Newcastle for our first Magic round and against the Roosters.
Yeah.
Payback for them last year. They injured me.
Oh,
Jess.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you now.
yeah, no.
No, but
That'll be an amazing weekend.
They're a really strong team. So I'm really excited to. I haven't versed them yet. So
Yeah, neither.
I'm really excited to sort of see against them and test them.
Yeah,
and
I'm
see
super
how
excited.
they go.
Because much like you, like those are the girls. Like I don't know about you, but I grew up watching on my TV, and those are the girls. A lot of the girls that I'm like, well, like NRLW, like
Evie, no fangirling.
I'm not
Okay.
fangirling. I'm not fangirling.
Isabel Kelly runs over and she's like, oh my God.
sorry.
Get out of your way next time.
But yeah, so it's got to be a really weird experience for me, because to like see them actually like versing them, I'm gonna be like, whoa, hold on. But I'm definitely gonna put my best foot forward as always.
And then round 6, we're back up to Newcastle.
Back.
And Bo and Tess are versing Newey up there. So, yeah, two Newcastle games. May as well stay out there.
I know.
Yeah.
May as well have a little week.
Maybe we'll talk to Noddy.
Yeah.
Say hey.
Let's just have a week camp up there.
Just
It's actually a good
go to
idea.
Airbnb. Oh, wait. For sure.
And then we're going to go into round 7. This is going to be at Allianz Stadium, and
Indigenous round.
it's an Indigenous round. And we have Indigenous jerseys.
Oh no,
Which is going to be really
so
special.
cool.
Yep. So obviously we versed the Dragons in the trial match. So a little, not
Taste
redemption,
up.
but I guess we can obviously we learn a lot from our little trial game there. So we get to verse them again.
Yeah.
And Allianz Stadium's beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
I've never played there.
No, neither.
But yeah, I'm always excited versus the Dragons. I love it.
Yeah.
I love versus my friends. Love them to death. When we're on the field, it's not friends.
Enemies.
Not friends for the 70 minutes.
Until you finish.
Shake their hands afterwards. Yeah.
Then round 8, we're back home at Leichhardt. Home game at Leichhardt Oval, double header against the Cowboys. We've got Vards and Jakaya
Yeah.
we're going to be playing against. So that'll be always a tough match against the Cowboys. But, another beautiful home game for us at Leichhardt Oval.
Happy to not be back at Townsville though.
Yeah.
That's a long trek, isn't it?
Seriously.
I
Plus
liked
the
it up there,
humidity.
not going to lie.
Seriously, Amy, that's just
You like the sunshine up there?
Yeah, it's just it's always cool like traveling the team, I reckon.
Yeah, it's always nice to
Yeah,
have
would
a
have
bit of
loved the
travel.
New
Travel days
Zealand
are nice,
team,
yeah.
but
Well, we're
maybe
going to be
next year.
travelling round 9 down to Canberra.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
going to be nice and cold down there. So obviously against the Raiders, down in the beautiful
Go Lele.
snowing Canberra. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lay, first time.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't run it off.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully she's on the
Don't want
other
to
side.
shout. You don't want to shout out to her.
No,
Don't run at us.
Yes. Love you, Lay.
And then
Oh
again,
my God, it's going to be freezing down there.
it's going to be.
It's actually like snow season.
Can we wear like
Imagine if it
long
does
jackets?
snow.
Like
while we play?
skins under.
We don't have long jackets. Round 10, Parramatta Eels.
Ooh.
Away. So obviously Combank
Combank?
Stadium. I don't know. I feel like Combank's still like a home.
Yeah,
Home.
it's only around the
it's
corner.
Away but not home.
Yeah, it's
So
like
bit of a
10
battle
minutes
of
down the road.
battle of the West. That'll be an interesting game against Parramatta Eels. And then we've got round 11. So our last last home game will be against the Warriors. I'm actually excited for this one, but that's down in
Really
Campbelltown
excited.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
We have
does
M's down there.
Oh,
M's
yeah.
over there.
Yeah, she is.
So obviously new team, a lot of that'll be exciting. And obviously by the time that they get to us, they'll be probably hitting the ground running and really find their feet.
I was like, oh, that's really good. We can just like work our way up to them. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, they're going to be like fully ready and prepped. They'll all be like, oh, yep, I know how to play league. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
really
no, I'm really
exciting.
excited that they're back in the comp too now that they've,
Yeah. Would have loved to go to New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would have been really nice.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Probably need a passport, but like that's fine.
Oh,
You don't have a passport?
No, it's expired, but
You need to get that sorted in case it happens.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to play. I'm really excited to play New Zealand and Bulldogs because obviously
New
I'm actually
teams.
excited to play lots of them because most of the teams I haven't played at all. But they like haven't even seen them, so
yeah.
it's just exciting.
Yeah, you check their like media teams and all of that, and they're just sort of hiding all of their what they're doing.
Not
and
this
things like
weekend,
that.
not
I'm
round
like,
one.
let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No,
be on-
Thursday night,
Yes.
don't they?
Thursday night, Sharks and Eels, I think.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, that's our draw for this season. We're so excited to actually finally be playing NRLW. It's been a long, long preseason for everybody. So before we finish, I want to know, so what are your goals for this season, Mon?
This season would be to just play as many games as I possibly can and play as many minutes as I possibly can. Now that I've had a full preseason, I'm feeling prepped and ready. I'm healthy, and yeah, I'm really excited to get out there and play with lots of new faces. I think having 14 new players added to our team this season, I'm really just excited to see how well everyone goes. Everyone's put in the work, and I know from myself it's just week in and week out, I just want to grow in confidence and grow my ability to play and certainly sort of put my best foot forward and support my strengths, but as well as sort of help with the weaknesses as well. But yeah, I can't wait.
What about you, Evie?
Yeah, I'm much the same as Mon. Sorry, I almost forgot your name then. No, but yeah, my like goals of like would be obviously first year of being top 24, so just putting my best foot forward to being actually selected in the team each week. That's probably a big goal of mine, to actually play the games. But yeah, just as well as being young, like I want to like gain like the respect of all of my teammates, because obviously like age does come into like factor, but I want them to like know like I'm like trained like hard to like to earn my jersey, so like to just keep growing each week with my own confidence, but then also like my own my skill set, like just getting better each game and each training, so I can always put my best foot forward for selection for the game that week.
You both have definitely earned your jerseys, so you don't need to worry about that. Thanks so much, girls, for coming in today. I really appreciate your time, and I obviously hearing, you know, where you've come from and what you've loved about the Wests Tigers and obviously the season ahead. Thanks again to our sponsors at PWA, Pro Wrestling Australia. Thanks again, and
thank you for having us.
Yeah, we
Loved
really
it.
enjoyed.
Yeah,
we really enjoyed our time and talking to you and just getting an insight into each other. Really,
game week. Let's get ready for round one now.
Let's go. Round one, Brisbane.
Yeah.
see you next time on Behind the Raw.